2.
Hiroki once again, his team centered around him.
GH still has a smile after that game. It was just day one, game one.
That is important. You know, it cannot be understated the crippling pressure of being a game away from elimination. And this is not that match. These two players are in the winners semis. The winner will advance to the winners finals.
Top 6 guaranteed if you win.
And one thing that's so fantastic then is that, yeah, you lost that game, but you got a cushion, right? At the very least, if you lose, you don't even have to play today. You have a full day to recuperate.
Unlike tomorrow, or unlike later today, where if you lose that first game, you're done.
That's it.
It's over.
I think like these teams have been on so many events that they don't really get, let this get to them, that they get like pressured after just only this game. They know that it's a long event, and as you said, they can go to the lower bracket as well and have a good run from it.
That's really impressive to me. I would have assumed that a lot of people get, stage fright, especially given that Key Arena has that, circular crowd, and you can feel them in the booth when they're cheering.
I think maybe new teams has it, but at least in the beginning of the tournament, you're very calm.
Most Dota players are pretty chill.
Yeah.
In my experiences, everybody really just kind of, it takes a second. I think when you sit down at TI for the first time, and the crowd's super loud, and you hear them announce your name and your team, you get some.
That can affect you.
Yeah, you get a little anxiety going on, but once you get into the game and start playing, it's pretty easy at that point.
Now, right away, this is an interesting set of picks out of Invictus Gaming. I mean, typically, especially if you were looking at times of past, there would be a long wait to pick mids and carries. I mean, here we have Lycan and Alchemist as the first 2 picks. You think this is Invictus saying that they have a particular strength here? Because now they have the vulnerability of just being counterpicked by Team Liquid.
Well, they're forcing Liquid's hand. They have a game cushion here to lose. They say, hey, you did an awful job of dealing with Alchemist last game. Maybe you can do a little bit better this time.
Usually he's not that good to pick in the first 2. Like most teams don't, because then it gives them, the opponents actually 3 picks to counter the hero. But Liquid actually picks the Coddle this time, which is a comfort pick for GH, and the Bristleback as well, which is a very good partner with the Coddle. So.
And I want to touch a little bit on the idea of counterpicking Alchemist. What are the types of techniques that you would be looking to use to destroy an Alchemist farming?
You want to pressure him early on. You really don't want to let him jungle or get a good lane mid as well. And all of that happened the last game, so I really think that Liquid is going to look out for that.
There's 2 hero-specific counters. I think Ursa one-on-one versus Alchemist is just terrifying for Alchemist. And then AA, I also think is really good at shutting him down. You have to reconsider building the armlet, and you're extremely easy to kill.
What do you like about Ursa versus him?
Just the lane matchup. He can't come up to creeps at all.
So you just lane Ursa mid against Alchemist, and Alchemist would have a slow start?
Yes. I've also seen Meepo occasionally, but I don't think Liquid are Meepo players. No.
Yeah, and I think that it was really just amazing to see how Invictus Gaming was pushing so hard, largely in part thanks to the Lycan, that Alchemist was always so far away from where any of the other players were on the map. I mean, it was just clean farming from him start to finish. And the Nyx ban.
Timbersaw is one of those mid heroes that does pretty well against him as well. Oh, they actually did go for AA. I thought maybe they wouldn't go for AA since they already had Coddle. It's kind of a weird support duo.
Yeah, it's so good versus Elk, though.
Yeah, but it's pretty far from what we've seen throughout the rest of the tournament. There's also a Bristleback, so I'm kind of wondering what these next 2 heroes are going to be. Are they going to have a little bit more catch? Once again, we have a Team Liquid lineup with no disables.
They might just get Sven or something with the AA on the safe lane to make sure that
Sven.
The cold feet
wears
off. But
I like that. Sven Coddle AA. It's a solid tri-lane. And Sven destroys
And also
Lycan.
that they can put Bristol and Coddle off lane and AA plus 1 safe lane.
So would that be a Miracle Sven, you think?
It could be.
He's been kind of playing the 1.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've been talking a little bit about Team Liquid's lineup. What are the huge pieces that are currently missing from IG?
Oh, so IG. Team fight, I guess.
Obviously,
Alchemist
generally speaking, supports.
Flexibility.
Yeah.
I think when you pick Alchemist, he's so rarely put in that support position anymore that you're kind of pigeonholed into protecting him and getting the Radiance online. I don't really think they can veer too much from their draft.
That's a great point. I mean, we've been seeing teams do things where they'll pick an Earthshaker early, and it's unclear, is this going mid? Is this going to be roaming? Is it just going to be traditional off lane? But here the Alchemist kind of puts the hand face up. I mean, is there any other way to play him other than just hard farming?
Not that we've seen recently.
You could do something crazy and irresponsible and make him play support. But I'm sure Baboka would be up to the task.
I would love to see that.
Ooh, Ricky. Okay.
Baboka Ricky.
I was thinking about Enchantress for IG. How do you feel about that, Ake?
It would be super good. They have Keeper of the Light and AA, which is like 2 of the worst heroes against Ench. So
yeah, you have a lot of experience with that hero. I kind of identified that trend last year at TI6.
Oh, really?
I started playing. Well, I started playing Ench and Chen a little bit because I saw, I think it was Na'Vi who was doing really well right before TI, and they were crushing it with art style playing Chen and Ench, and it's because these 2 supports have no way to deal with the creep that Ench or Chen brings to the lane.
That's a like really trigger point when you want to pick Ench. When you
exactly,
see these,
you can take Ench can go to any lane at this point with a creep, and Liquid can't really do anything about it except get out of his way.
Yeah.
So that's a free lane 1 for IG if they decided to go that route.
They did get the Riki though, which is I guess Boboka's hero who's gonna play the Ench otherwise. I guess since he's the 4.
Q. I mean, Ench.
Yeah, I guess.
Could be a 5.
Yeah.
It's going to win you a lane. You know, it's similar to like Lich, which is not banned or picked.
It's just that you end up with both Riki and Ench, which maybe isn't the best support combo because both of them really want to roam, so you don't really have a lane support.
Maybe Lich. I feel like maybe Lich would be nice for the Lycan. Give him some ice armor in the early game to help deal with the bristleback quills, and also make his lane a little bit easier, because I imagine he's going to be pretty pressured with bristleback and Caudal in his face in the early game.
It's very good against both Bristle and Ursa, especially since they're physical damage. So the Lich Armor is going to be very good against them.
So I feel like Alchemist is still going to be a large centerpiece for Invictus, and obviously you've mentioned that Ursa can wreck Alchemist early in lane. Do you think this will sort of pigeonhole Riki or Lich?
We're killing it, man. Look at us go. This is game 2.
Do you think that like Riki and Lich will almost be a little forced to address the Ursa Alchemist problem, or do you think that this is exactly what Invictus wants? They're happy to dedicate a hero in order to help the Alchemist Ursa matchup.
That's what Lich does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lich is definitely going to have to help out the Alchemist mid.
They're very happy with that as well. I mean, when you pick Alc first too, you know that the like other heroes like really needs to fit well with him because he is, as you said, the center of the draft.
I'm a bit worried about the Lycan and the Alc. I think they're both going to have a hard time in lane, and maybe Riki and Lich can help them, but I don't know how much help Riki's going to be versus any of these heroes. Maybe Riki...
Support-wise, Riki is good against Keeper of the Light and AA. They don't really want to fight Riki as well, but I think they're going to stay close to their cores, so Riki won't really find them in the jungle.
So we've talked a little bit about some of these specific lane matchups and the concerns. What about just big game-wide strategy? Again, Invictus is going to be very centered around, during this game, giving Alchemist the chance to get as much farm as he can before engaging in massive team fights and pushing down. How would you evaluate the existing, just broad team goals of Team Liquid?
I'm not sure where Team Liquid's going, to be honest.
They want to pressure them at the least. They want to have the Bristleback in front with Caudal and pressure towers early on, and Ursa as well, maybe getting a early Blink dagger to make sure that they can kill Alc.
I mean, do you think it's safe to say that perhaps this is a lot focused about specific early hero matchups and trying to gain an edge there for mid and late game?
What they want to do is get Bristle really nice and fat, take that on the T1s, do Roach with Ursa, and then just have Bristleback sit in the front and have these two, Lycan and the Alchemist, just very, very poor, and then they won't have enough damage. Their lineup on Invictus Gaming side cannot do any damage. Like, especially if they last pick a Sven, God forbid, anyone with Warcry, they're done for.
I'm worried that Liquid's going to be split pushed this game by Alchemist Manta Radiance and Lycan Summons.
And Riki, scouting.
And Riki, you know, putting deep wards in, finding out where hopefully Liquid's initiator is. These heroes really need somebody to lock somebody down in order for them to connect on their damage.
Sand King, again, we're seeing some hints of similar wishes to have good pickoffs, and actually, I mean, Sand King seems to fill a lot of nice gaps. Again, the super reliable stun for Sand King.
Sand King's nice, gives them a bit more team fight. Hopefully Riki will be able to find his targets for him so he can connect with his stun.
It's also quite okay against Ursa on the lane if he actually can get some levels, but probably Ursa's going to have A with him.
Yeah, Sand King, probably not the best laner in this game. I think that's going to be the biggest struggle for IG, but Lich should hopefully help at least one of the lanes, perhaps two.
So I feel like the big story for IG is that they obviously primarily want Alchemist to get lots of farm this game, and secondarily want to make sure that Lycan doesn't get dumpstered in his early game laning. So it's really going to be a lot about how these supports get allocated in order to protect those two big goals in the early game. For Team Liquid, their last pick's coming in now. Monkey King.
Miracle Monkey King, man. There it is.
Armor is king.
Okay, all right. I have no idea what Team Liquid's primary path to victory is. Okay, you have any thoughts?
Well, they're going to pressure the lanes. They're going to go Roche with Ursa, and they're going to like just hope that they can find the Alchemist and kill him. But it's going to be hard since they have Ricky and Lycan to scout. So
it's almost as though their primary goal is just to not let IG achieve theirs. Well, I'm very excited to see if Team Liquid can pull it together in this game. They lost game 1 in a convincing fashion, and IG is looking amazing. Let's throw it to the casters for game 2.
Lumi, if there's any team that should know what a Monkey King can offer and how to deal with him, you'd think it would be IG with Baboka. And I have to say, while sadly we won't be seeing QO on the main stage here, he did perhaps leave a legacy with his mid Monkey King, which we got to cast in the group stage.
Yeah, the mid Monkey King, or Monkey King in general as a core, has been talked a lot, you know, behind the scenes, backstage, rumors, and whispering. Yeah, it's here to show up. As we get into the game, I'll talk about how it matches up against Alchemist, and I'll tell you, it's a pretty good matchup for the Monkey King.
Yeah, get excited, guys. We've got a mid Monkey King and none other than Miracle's hands, Liquid on the ropes. Now they've got to take 2 games to avoid getting dropped early to the lower bracket.
If there's one team that could do it, though. #1 team in the group stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the tougher group, some would say.
Now that said, you know, Liquid, they do have one big notch in their belt coming into this TI. That is, of course, their epicenter victory. But overall, you look at the last year, they have struggled to close out tournaments. Obviously, Star Ladder, which was lacking some of the big names, they also did well at. But historically, this team is always in the running and a tough takedown, but rarely do they make it all the way.
They were always #2, second place in some of the recent majors. I mean, even if you go back all the way, talk about history, Kuro, second place at TI, you know, like just going way, way back. So I feel like Team Liquid has put in time. They really just want to come in with a big win.
And on the other side, you know, you've got Burning. I don't know that there's a player who's been at the top level longer than this guy.
Destined to win a TI.
So many legends, like you look at like Fear, for example, finally stepped back from being a player this year. There's few players that have played as long as Burning, and fewer still who have not won a TI out of that list.
You know, I like how we talk about these big names, but some of these players that hasn't been to TI, this is their first TI. GH, a superstar for Team Liquid. And of course, the 3 playmakers of IG, think about OP, XSS, as well as Boboka. This is their first TI as well.
And arguably, they are the most important players
most reliant
on their team.
Players, yeah. Both teams rely on these players so much. So it just shows you that experience is one thing, making these deep tournament runs, but all of these new organizations and teams need new blood to kind of make things still function.
So many storylines at play here as we get ready. The teams entering the lanes and the battle about to begin. Liquid going to set up with the offensive dual lane, and I think the good news is for Liquid, they do have a GH comfort pick to receive Baboka early, trying to get that rune steal, but instead Liquid, slight little advantage for them. They'll have the triple bounty rune grab. So, thoughts on the laning setup, Luby? We're going to see Matumba Man going mid as the Ursa, someone who can, so it won't actually be the Miracle mid Monkey King that we thought. He's going to head safe lane. And this is something it feels like could put a lot of pressure early on this Alchemist.
In fact, when Miracle played the other Monkey King game in the group stage, I do believe that was a safe lane as well. They're going to give the matchup of Ursa, something that Ben Wu touched up on the panel, is one of the most amazing matchup. Look at OP's position right now. Hasn't even seen a creep, just watching as Ursa denies.
Yeah, Ursa with Chilling Touch, you don't want to be trading at this stage. So
also, one quick thing I want to mention, look at Lycan's item choice here. Normally, as a safe lane carry, you know, start things out with a stout shield or the makings of a poor man shield. You get up a lot of stats, a lot of regen. He's got boots first. He knows he is going to be sacrificed in this position. They're sending Lich bottom. In their mind, it's more important for IG to win Sand King's lane than to win Lycan. So right from the get-go, you have 2 cores of IG that did the heavy lifting of last game, being completely sacked from the laning stage. This XSS Sand King better come up huge.
And Liquid are already trying to really take advantage of this pressure opportunity as GH is dragging the creeps at the top lane, allowing Mind Control to get aggressive on Burning, but the early boots are certainly helping limit the damage. Still creeps already hitting the tower, getting that early attrition in. So IG, as you mentioned, it's really all invested in the Sand King here. He has to have a good start. He has to get a fast blink or at least some items that allow him to rotate, and he needs to go and salvage the other lanes. Because as the lanes stand right now, OP actually doing all right in the farm department, but always there's a threat that he just goes down and gives up kills to this Ursa, especially if Kuroki is in the neighborhood.
And the big difference between this game and the last game is that I don't think IG is going to be able to give as many stacks to the Alchemist. Ricky is just not a good stacking hero because he just goes in Fizz and the creeps lose his vision and then the creeps just go back. And then Lich, he's going to be sitting in the lane pretty much 100% of the time. So he's also not going to be off the jungle too much to stack. So.
I really want to focus on this. Like what Boboka, I was going to ask what can he do, and he gets a haster and he gets a courier kill. Oh man, this guy, so many plays at DAC to win what was basically, I think most would agree, like the third major of the year, just in terms of the stiff competition at that event and how grueling of a format it was. But yeah, what can he do? Like, aside from that courier snipe, Bristleback is not an easy gank early. Obviously, the Ursa mid is not going to be a possible kill without a 3, maybe 4 hero gank. So is the Riki just purely here for the vision? Is there anything else that you could expect Boboka to get accomplished?
I think on paper, during the draft, you look at these heroes like the Ancient Apparition, the Keeper of Light, as we have a Burrow Strike happening on the bottom side. Miracle takes a couple of nukes here, and they might be able to right-click him down. XSS, though, will get iced up. One more right-click here from Q. They will get the kill.
They're gonna
and
get
here
more.
comes Boboka. You asked what he's going to do? He's going to give you the second kill of the game for IG. They have disastrous
Meanwhile, top lane, Burning gets blown up as Liquid just get off that Illuminate in time. So they answer back, but the early aggression, again going IG's way, even in a game where it looks a bit harder to pull off at this stage.
Yes.
The rotations have just been so good. Let's see, Miracle trying to get that tree dance off, but constantly taking damage. Earlier wasn't able to. But Boca sneaks around. There's a sentry here. Kuro is going to deward him. So they are starting to fixate on this bottom lane with 3 heroes congregating as perhaps their best location to make those hero kill plays.
Yeah, one of the things that Monkey King struggles as a hero is that he doesn't do well when you're running a bunch of heroes at him early on. And I think that's the reason why that IG has sent the Lich to the bottom. Again, they're sacrificing 2 of their cores just to shut down the Monkey King. There's a lot of value placed in that. But back to your question about what is Boboka ultimately going to be doing. He's quite good against heroes like Ancient Apparition and Keeper of Light because they don't really have a way to repel the Riki when he's chasing after you. But as such, like I don't think Ancient Apparition or Keeper of Light has really left the lane too much.
It's an awkward support duo, right?
Yeah.
While GH's Keeper of the Light is certainly one of his strongest heroes and very frequently ban worthy, at the same time, normally they pair it with Kuro being a more of a playmaker. Like the Tusk probably comes to mind as the big one.
Oh, here we go. Boboka.
They're going to set up mid, trying to look for Matumba Man.
No, he's looking for the couriers.
Or maybe the courier.
It's alive right now. Okay, it gets bursted. That means on the way back, it's not going to get bursted.
He does not have vision, though, so Boboka doesn't realize it's happening. Might try to turn his attention towards top. Go assist Burning, but again, Bristle not a hero that Riki can offer much against, so really it's the Keeper of the Light they're going to want to kill, and they've decided to move Q off the lane as well. Q is going to finally make that journey. The panel mentioned perhaps the Lich can win 2 lanes. Well, this is going to be the start of trying to salvage one of them at least. He will complete his rotation, but immediately Mind Control gets the goo on him, forces the TP. Lane not salvaged.
Yep. An obvious synergy between this Liquid top lane is that you put the Chakra Magic onto Bristleback, and he gets to machine gun Quill Spray back to back. And that's actually pretty important in terms of the mid-game team fights, as well as the early game laning harass against Burning.
They're getting out CS really hard, but the nice thing for IG is they have Greevil's Greed, so they're actually not behind at all. With that and the courier snipe, technically, they're leading. Of course, you'd like to be farther ahead with the Alk, but it is allowing them to stay in this game, and with the Lich denies as well, experience is just fine for IG. So despite Liquid's strong lanes, they don't have that huge advantage you'd like to see.
I mean, I think yes or no. You're right that the Go graph shows that the 2 teams are pretty even, but you got to keep in mind that IG's timing comes in a much, much later. Like the Alchemist takes a long time to ramp up. Burning also will take a long time to ramp up. The difference is that Ursa, you get phase on this guy, you get blink on him, and he's just ready to go.
And
so right now,
have those phase.
Yeah, right now it looks cool right now for IG, but give it 5 minutes, Liquid is going to be all over IG, and I don't think IG can handle that kind of pressure.
Boboka continues to roam during this nighttime, looking for openings. Kuro does get a ward down.
I think he has an idea where the ward is, actually.
Yeah, I believe he did see it in the inventory, and he will be instantly dewarding him. So while the kills have not been raining in, still doing his part here to lend some assist to the vision game. Early objectives were claimed. Liquid took down the tier 1 top. Obviously a big part of their strategy is the Bristle is their main siege engine, and later on it gets a lot tougher once IG start to actually look to defend those towers, throw the Frost armor on it. GH again just going for these wild dusts. Just kind of hoping he finds the Riki, and again, he's not there. Now maybe tries to poke GH a little bit. No teleport scroll on him. Some early harass is possible. Might even be a kill. We'll see.
Ow,
GH
gets
back to
activated.
safety. They're going to blink forward. Heavy damage now the Cloud, but not enough slow. He's going to need a little more to take GH down, and Matumba is there to lend some support. Still though, pressure's there. That's already 2 just charges expended, neither of them effective, and what I like to call the support tax Lumi is certainly rearing its head as Matumba Man moves in mid, clapping onto OP, forces out the ultimate. Chemical Rage down. Pretty decent downtime at these early levels and without the Octarine. So it might be an opening when this ends.
Yep. Q making the first stack of the game for his team, just what a difference, you know? Like, 1 ancient stack right now at 8 minutes compared to, I don't know, the 45 billion that OP was able to farm last game, which is such a difference in the way that lanes were done as well as the pressure that IG is feeling right now.
I'm pretty sure if you farmed 45 billion, there'd be like lava pits opening up.
A slight
in
exaggeration
the arena or something. Mind control now, TPing out. Baboka trying to find that opening, can't quite catch him, and no point in the Chain Frost yet for Q to try and cancel the TP. But for IG, everything really is going to hinge on XXS. He's done a good job at not dying.
He is farming really well.
He's farming quite well. He is rushing the Blink. If you're Liquid, you'd love to try and maybe make a move on him before he gets it, but he's just playing so defensively, and they really do lack the reliable kill potential here. You know, Ursa, no Blink Dagger, no real disable to speak of, so while they'd maybe like to punish him, doing so is not easy.
Yeah, something that was brought up during the drafts is that these 2 support duo for Team Liquid is just awkward. You don't have a good initiator. They're both kind of playing the same position. You don't have a leading disable. You don't have
mind control. Well, never mind, which looks like he wants to go. Actually coming back in. Does have the Chain Frost available. OP seems like he wants to fight this, but has no points in Unstable Concoction. And meanwhile, at the top lane, Burning is able to run down GH, gets the kill. Mind Control looking to contest these Ancients early.
Oh, Burning, look at the item he's queuing up. He's going for a Hannah Midas on Lycan.
All right, the gold strat for IG.
Hey, man, if you need to recover,
also,
how you do it.
I want to point out, Lumi, as these Ancients are being stolen by Mind Control, trying to limit that Alex economy. XXS wants to come in, contest this perhaps. He might have to burrow out to ensure this Cold Feet doesn't proc. He Sandstorms for now, juking away. Meanwhile, Baboka being hounded, but he drops the Cloud. He continues retreat. Miracle there to cut him off. Early 5-man Dota from Liquid. Nets them a Riki kill. Probably lets them take down these Ancients as well. But look at this out. He's not actually going armlet. He's trying to go straight into the Relic. I don't know if Liquid is expecting this. Let's see, can they punish? They do deny the Ancients. They can slow him down a little bit, but it's still going to be a very fast Radiance for him.
One of the strengths of the Radiance is the ability to toggle and just gain like a lot more HP during a team fight, but you have Ancient Aberration, so it's you can't toggle, you can't gain HP. So I think this is actually the pretty standard response to what what you're up against.
But like no durability items at all. You know, we
exactly.
often see like a Vanguard or maybe at least a Casual Cloak as top lane. GH, it's being hounded a bit by Baboka.
His durability item this game is to not get hit by the Ice Blast. That's all really he could count on. And, you know, compared to last game, there was a Flaming Lasso into Ice Blast, so it was pretty much guaranteed every single fight. This time around, again, there is no lead disable, so if the positioning of the Alchemist is good enough, if he's fast enough, he might be able to just run away from the Ice Blast.
We talked a lot about him at the very start of the game. We haven't really said much since then. What are you expecting out of Miracle on the Monkey King? So far, he's been quite content just to farm in this bottom lane. Hasn't really made any rotations, has not been able to shut down the Sand Cane. Like, what is the game plan with him moving forward?
Get Blink and get on top of heroes and kill them. Very simple plan, but as a Ursa,
oh, no, sorry, for Miracle, not for Matumba Man.
Oh, sorry, for Miracle, yes. He is going to be the secondary damage dealer.
Epicenter, here we go. Straight onto Miracle. Cloud's going to follow this up. A quick kill for IG. The Blink debut, a resounding success. Here comes the push.
Yeah, you just don't expect Sand King to pick up a Blink so early, and right now, Kuro's hanging around, a Chain Frost to say what's up, and Kuro will just die under the tower. Level 9 Lich, and the reason why he's so high level, he's been maxing Sacrifice. This is the build that you don't see too often outside of PUBG.
Carry Lich.
Yeah. Well, not carry Lich, but most of the time you just want to pick up a level of Ice Armor, or even 2, just to make sure that whoever you're laning against have a good time, but the greedy Lich, he is one of the highest levels in the game.
So while that was happening, OP continues to farm. Radiant's basically done. Just needs about 300 more gold here for the recipe. The Blink is online for the Sand King. Burning's looking to catch up with this Midas. He has not died since that early moment. Getting very close to the recipe. And with that, IG's going to kick into high gear as far as net worth goes, unless Liquid makes some moves, Lumi. The Blink on Matumba Man you wanted to see is now about to be picked up, but Mind Control getting caught out here. The burrow to start. Can he TP out quickly? The Cloud comes through. He tries to run. Stacking up the Quills. He's going to man fight his way out of this. Mind Control takes down one, and that's it.
No
Bristle feeling very mortal in this TI.
Running for him again. Shapeshift about to end. Burning recognizes that as well. We'll just turn back. Hannah Midas, though, is online.
And now wants to retreat away successfully. Matumba Man does have his Blink Dagger. TP cooling down. Can he make this committed jump forward? He can, but with the Frost Armor, it's not the easiest kill. Burning into the trees, and GH in pursuit. They maul the Wolf. The Bear wins the duel. Bottom lane, Miracle caught out by a burrow. IG with the response. Radiance online.
I think that's a great trade.
Let the farm begin.
Yeah, for IG. I mean, they traded a Lycan for, that just got a kill for the safe lane Monkey King. Here's the thing, there is a Midas on the Lycan, so he gets to catch up, whereas I think the Monkey King is struggling right now to farm. He's working towards the Echo Saber. You were asking what his role is going to be for this game. He's going to be up in the front line, helping the siege, helping to dish out some AoE damage, but as the game moves on, I think that role he will struggle to find and be able to fulfill, because this game will move into a phase where Alchemists will send illusions everywhere. And I don't think Team Liquid has the heroes to deal with that kind of gameplay.
Another mechanic to keep in mind is like this Radiance Rush, in addition to AA making the armlet less useful, the early mischance is huge against Liquid. They have like okay magic damage from the supports, even quite good, but finishing heroes, you really want the Ursa to be right-clicking, same for the Bristle. The Monkey King as well, super reliant on it, and we will see Matumba Man getting aggressive. As the Radiant Courier sniped again, Boboka smoking Liquid with his early movements, but Liquid, they're just going to stay committed here. They start to work on this tower, but they're pushing into Frost Armor while the Lycan is rapidly split pushing in the bottom lane. Burning happy to avoid these engagements. This is a bit uncharacteristic for Liquid to be so all in on this 5-man aggression. Normally you've got like that Miracle kind of insurance plan farming away.
Oh no, this has been Liquid's playstyle. I kind of mentioned it last game when Mind Control plays Bristleback. He loves to go for the mechanism. He's starting that right now. He didn't go for it last game because he was up against the AA. Look for Team Liquid to 5-man up and go for engagements here. Oh, Ice Blast
need this kill.
trying to cut him off.
Success does get clipped, but now the Chain Frost ushering Liquid away. OP's on the chase. Matumba Man
Invisary
potentially in danger here. Baboka trying to drop down that Cloud, and Burning revving up. Shapeshift. And off to the races. The Wolf hunting him. Mind Control on the retreat. Can they isolate this Bristleback, bring him down? Good staggered retreat here, but at the same time, still the pursuit continues. Mind Control getting control, but not being finished off rapidly. If Miracle gets a position, pouncing down, sprints in from behind. This chaotic fight favoring Liquid, it seems, on the second round of engagement. A 1-for-1 thus far. Committing onto Mind Control, but the GH save! Huge plays, Gandalf to the rescue. And now Miracle's springing up into the trees again and away to safety. Can they cage him?
Yes, they can.
The burrow's there. The epi to follow. He sprints out, but XXS with the prediction, Blake. Unbelievable.
I think I just tuned into an episode of Naruto. I just see ninjas jumping everywhere, following each other, and great play by XSS. Getting that last laugh with the Blink Dagger, good stuff. He's working towards a 4-staff. But like you said, I think there is a sense of desperation coming out from Team Liquid. They are trying to group up and push.
And trading doesn't work, Lumi.
No,
you're up against a Midas,
work.
you're up against an Alchemist with a Radiance, you're up against a Lich, constantly sacrificing creeps. You are, in an even trade, you are losing this game. Liquid need more.
Ursa, he is trying his best to hunt for these hero kills, but I think IG are doing an excellent job just staying spread out, or when they are together, they're making sure that supports are well hidden within visions in the trees.
They do find Baboka. Can they wrangle him, though? Again,
he's so fast with the face
commitment from Liquid with the sentries, the dust, like, even if they kill him, he's already really done his job, and then you throw the courier snipes in. Mind Control now. In pursuit a bit here. IG, as you mentioned, spreading the map, really pressuring these supports, and preventing Liquid from going for that group up play, even if they might want to. Is there a plan B for Liquid? Like, are they all in on this kind of early fighting, this early aggression? Can they try to slow the game down? And
Boboka steals a creep. Okay.
cheeky little poker.
Boboka? All right, still alive.
Another dust. I mean, he's forced out.
All right,
how
for
many
those,
now?
For those that's new to Dota 2, that play, that was not really worth getting the Centaur for his life. But
Hey, he forced out a
getting
dust.
into their mind, though, that is
the psychological warfare. I think in the context of what they're doing, like those deaths are going to happen. He is there to space crate. He is there to drop wards. As long as the team is farming,
that's
they're
really
still coming
him
out on top.
just like feeling himself a little bit, perhaps a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But you know, like
can't fault him. 2 courier snipes. He's had a hell of a start as XXS continues to make plays, finding GH and cutting him right off of his mount. Now Liquid start to group up. They want this tier 1 bottom, but they're not really all that quick on sieging. Ursa not really the best building hitter. You don't get the benefit of the Fury swipes there. They don't have any minus armor for structures. They're fighting into the frost armor, so like when they try to convert kills into objectives, it's slow going.
I think the big thing for me is, where is Miracle's farm? He's been working on this Echo Saber for, you know, a long time now.
Even when it comes online, like,
it
how much
doesn't
will
do
it
much.
do? There's frost armor. There's an Alk who's well on his way to a Manta.
I feel like if there is one major item that he would like to pick up, is probably the Desolator. Really helps out during his Wukong command, and of course, like you've been mentioning, the frost armor. They need some answer to that.
That was what we saw out of QO. And granted, QO had an IO constantly just pocketing him in the mid lane, but they had that really early Deso timing where all of a sudden he dropped Wukong's command, and they, like 3 heroes basically just died almost instantly to the Spectres.
Well, the difference is that QO had farmed that game. Right now, Miracle's like first in the line to the food bank, like for food stamp. He has nothing.
This is big. Liquid do claim an Aegis, crucial for them. They grab that objective, and now they want to chase for more. Miracle leading the charge, springing in to action, but already IG sensing something's not right, and they're away. And you could see Boboka just mirroring their movements across the map now, planting down those aggressive wards, maybe looking for another courier kill. Constant guerrilla warfare here. He might even find a third Newbee. A little Ice Frog smile on him. He's barely down, and looks like he won't find the opening. Burning getting called out now. He knows Batumba Man's onto him, but he will shapeshift. But Matu wants to commit. Burning. There's just not a whole lot of
Wait, is he going back in?
It looks like they want to commit here, but meanwhile, top lane, GH could get called out. Matumba Man getting that Q kill, but they're going to lose the Keeper again, so IG do retaliate. Liquid now chewing through the Frost Armor here, trying to work on that tower. Objectives are essential, but the split push is there. The Alk Illusions, granted, not very quickly, trying to take down this tier 2 in the bottom lane. Liquid do seem to gain the edge here when it comes to that oh-so-important map control as they knock the tower down.
So you were asking, what is plan B for Team Liquid, right? Like, you know, right now the group up plan A is sort of working, but not to the degree that they would like it to. You were asking whether they could scale. I think trying to scale against an Alchemist lineup is always very dangerous. Lycan's got that Midas as his first major item, so he's building up for a long time. Yes, they can scale, but I just don't think it's a very good game plan. I think Liquid still definitely wants to just mow down towers after towers, get the next Roshan. That's the one thing that their lineup is super good at. You got the Nasal Goo, you got Ursa, obviously, to just go into the pit. So I think Liquid needs to bring down the other towers, get the next Rosh, and look to finish the game in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
A crucial part of that game plan will be this Aghanim Scepter that GH is trying to complete to sustain the team during pushes, but problem is, he's constantly being forced to buy all this extra detection.
No, Kuro's been buying that. Like, Kuro's being very, very self-sacrificial. I think the bigger problem is that Sand King is hunting him. He's just died twice.
Well, and the Riki. Riki's been all over.
And guess where XSS is? Right next to GH, about to hunt him down again. He understands that this is a big part of the push.
Bottom. Q maybe wants to go here. The Epi comes through. Connection on Miracle. Can they finish him? He manages to jump away. One hit from dead. He's not out of there. Just shoves himself in and gives him the old Scorpion Claw. Now Boboka hunting for that follow-up. He moves on to GH. Again, just continuing to shut down his farm, force him on his heels. He does have the TP if need be, but the bait is there and the tricks of the trade still may go down, though. The Ice Blast setting up the timings right from Kuro. The trap has been sprung. GH staying alive thanks to help from an old friend.
And I think that's a again, like you mentioned, even though he died there, it's absolutely fine. We're going to watch this team fight one more time. XSS identifies that Monkey King is the target that he wants, quickly goes on it. The force staff almost saves him, but XSS, again, the ninja coming in.
They're down a lot, Lumi. 10,000 gold. Granted, it is an Alk lineup and there's a Midas, so you don't fully feel the effects in terms of combat, but it's getting far enough ahead that IG have basically made up for that greed early and now are really starting to dish out the damage. Liquid still holding the Aegis for a wee bit longer. They'd love to find a couple of follow-up kills, maybe make a play, but in the bottom lane, it's IG who gets the jump. They burrow in, commit for this Bristle. Can he stay alive? Tries to retreat with the Solar Crest, the mech. It's not enough. IG throw the kitchen sink. And
Here comes Ursa.
It will clip him for now. The Frost Armor keeping Q alive. Nice follow-up there. XXS with the save. The off-lane Sand King buying time, creating space. Liquid cannot reply.
I think if Ursa was there earlier with the Ice Blast, he was going to be able to pick up like 2 to 3 kills. Unfortunately, just lacks the vision to prepare for any kind of IG gank. Speaking of vision, Boboga has picked up a gem as well, so he's going to be able to walk around the map and give even more trouble to the Liquid supports.
Meanwhile, it's starting to feel like that's something Liquid are going to want.
Oh,
to do with the Lycan Wolves.
If they could kill Ricky,
that's a big kill for Matumba Man. Yep. Again, the bear proves his supremacy.
I mean, here's the thing, though. You were asking, what is this Ursa going to do in the mid-game? And I said he needs to jump in and get hero kills. How many times have we actually seen that? Like, that's maybe his second, third solo kill. And I just don't think that's enough to carry Team Liquid out of the hole that they're in. I feel like the Sand King has perhaps done that job better than he has so far.
They have 13 kills, and he has been in on 11 of them, so...
Well, hold that thought here as Matumba Man jumps in again, looks for Q. We'll find another solo kill. All right. But he gets Yule Scepter up.
Oh, not worth it if he dies. Matu in trouble. Does manage to get off the Enrage. No more Aegis for him. He's gone in deep for this. The Ice Blast coming in, but nothing to combo with it. The timing was not right for Matumba Man. Just forcing it too far and costly death.
I think this is a good time to actually toggle between the Radiant and Dire Vision and just look at the big disparity between the two teams. Radiant, only one war up on the map, much thanks to Boboka's gem. Dire, wards everywhere, deep into the enemy jungle. And this is not counting in the fact that, hey, there's a Ricky running around. But I think the answer has finally come here. It's in the form of the Keeper of Light, Aghanim Scepter. During daytime, he will have flying vision around him. And if he could pick up a gem,
Mind Control on his own bottom, does have that AA behind him, but no real save. In comes Alk to start the fight, gets the stun up. They're going to follow this up. Burning racing forward, they do have the Chain Frost to cancel a TP. Curl locks in the Ice Blast, but do they really want to fight? More are coming as Liquid stream in. Boboka scouts out the rotation.
He can't die, he has the gem. Oh, no, he dropped the gem, just kidding. He's fine.
And so crucial, again, the Ricky is allowing them to choose their fights wisely.
Yes.
Otherwise, Liquid likely get into position with 4 or 5 and might just overrun IG. But they do take the tower down. Give him 3. Boboka continues to add to the coffers of IG. Liquid, alarmed, are going to force the issue, but with the Frost Armor and all their tower damage just being these melee hitters, it is fairly slow going. They'll take the tier 2 down.
I think this is a group of push. They have mech, they have daytime with the Aghanim Scepter. They're going to just look to try to win it or get some big, big damage coming in.
They do not have a pipe, though. They have 1 hood, so Epicenter could be huge.
Yeah, well, if they could land it, that's a question. Matumba Man down to about half HP. They're going to go right on Matumba Man. The heal coming in from Keeper of Light, but the Chain Frost bouncing around. Ultimate committed by Matumba Man. Can he make the retreat? It looks like he'll be fine for now, but already very low HP. Again, Keeper could juice him right back up, and I don't think Liquid is going anywhere. That's Chain Frost down.
Chain Frost down. What more will follow? Lycan not split pushing. Meanwhile, Burning's trying to get out of the jungle and into the top lane, but it's going to take him a while to get there, while for Liquid, this journey is rapidly taking form. Mind Control thwacking away, just poking, prodding, staying out in front. Matumba Man lurking on the side, wants to find the opening here. Did just have vision for a moment of XXS. Not actually hidden. Liquid, no, he's in the neighborhood. He's going to try for the Epicenter, but Matumba Man's there to interrupt this initiation. Great presence of mind from him. The burrow coming through, connecting on two, but look at the heals. GH, the engine that keeps the push going. Now they deploy the Monkey King Wukong's command. Still though, IG get the AA kill. They stay alive, but Boca's in through the rear. He blinks out. He will get decapitated. Liquid not getting objectives. They want to cage the Alchemist
from the back.
They hit it with Glass, looking for more, but XXS with the rescue plays the triple burrow. Liquid still committing. They will bring him down. This push just won't stop. Finally, Burning gets a follow-up kill. It was one buyback already for Liquid. They need this tower. They might need more. IG know its importance. They won't get it up freely. They don't want to lose their shrines. They're going to get the follow-up kill. That's a dieback on the Ancient Apparition. Huge commitment from him to try and take this tower down, and now the chase is on. They can route them in the rear. By control, he gets up the Quills. Matu with the assist. Can they bring the Bristle down? He's also tanky him, but Boca continues pursuit, but it's slow. They need damage. They need control. He keeps on running. The Wolves come in. They get him from the front, and IG
needs
will
to
slay him.
Go into the Roche right now. They cannot give away Aegis on top of Team Liquid. Did you see how brutal that push was? Sure, it was a slow push thanks to the things like Frost Armor as well as Acid Spray, but like you saw, the Illuminate just kept healing them up, and there was no answer for IG. It wasn't until the Lycanthrope came back and just backstab on the back line. They need to kill Keeper of Light before the fight actually happens, or else there's no way that IG, despite their net worth lead, could actually beat Team Liquid right now. I think it's important to take away the Aegis.
Another thing that Liquid had in that fight is vision. They did not have vision advantage in the first game. This time it's different. With the Keeper of the Light, you have the flying vision during daytime. They also have the ice vortexes, so IG have not been able, at least in that scenario, to get the clear jump. Like last game, they always had vision supremacy with Lycan, Batrider, and Night Stalker.
Yes.
This game, not the case.
And we saw what Monkey King was able to do in that last team fight. Sure, he's very, very underfarmed, but his big contribution in that team fight was just drop his Wukong command. Once the command's out, there's two things that happen. First, your PC lags. Second, it also makes it super hard for IG to actually go into the area and defend their building, despite Acid Spray, despite Frost Armor. So Team Liquid now working on the Aegis. This one will come with Aegis and Cheese.
IG want to fight it, though. Matu taking it down fast. The Roche about to fall. Indeed it will. Blasting XXS up to the high ground. He's forced to retreat. IG are going to fight into this Aegis, and I think this time, Lumi, it'll come when Liquid are at their door, not just Ursa running in solo looking for kills as it's about to expire.
There's about 2 minutes left for IG because I think Team Liquid will definitely wait for daytime. So do what you can, OP. Split push as hard as possible and get whatever item that you deem necessary. It looks like he's working towards a Shiva's Guard. He's likely going to be able to finish it before the push comes, but it depends if he wants to retain buyback.
Big Shiva's game, especially when you start stacking that attack speed slow and and the move speed with the ice armor. Liquid, basically, to finish kills, they're relying on 3 melee heroes right-clicking. Granted, Monkey King has pretty long range with Jingu, but nonetheless, it will be a potential counter. Sprinting through the trees with a double damage rune and a freshly completed Desolator. Miracle could be a huge damage dealer in this fight. He does drop down into a camp while the flank takes form. Matumba Man coming in first, the TP onto the Wolves, and now blinking into position. Miracle trying to bring down Q early, lots up the chain frost. It's a bouncing beautifully. Massive damage from the Lynch, and now Miracle standing his ground, fighting out that Lycan. The Wukong's command will end. The pain might begin now. Matu on the run, very low, but has the Aegis. Second life also for mind control with the cheese. Can they win round 2? It doesn't seem like it. The follow-up now begins, but the kiting XXS still alive, burrowing onto the Ursa. Bear being dealt with for now. OP low, not dead just yet. GH salvaging, they get 3. Liquid prevail, but they had to spend a lot there, Lumi. They blew the Aegis, they blew the cheese, they did it outside the base. So they won't be able to threaten high ground with their full complement. At the same time, there's no out buyback
here. Coming in from the back line
for him, and now the Epi onto Matu from the rear. They get the Ursa. That might force mind control back. The wheels might have just come off of this push. Mind control slow to retreat, but the Caustic is going to make this a bit trickier.
I don't think they can win that fight. They're going to try. It's going to be close here as mind control.
The Purge hit him from the front. Boca with the tricks, looking for the clean trade, and now
still a bristle back. I don't know if you want to go in. They're still going hard.
Do.
Finally,
IG.
Caustic
it's a spiky mouthful.
I don't know about this, man.
Still the commitment. Still the commitment.
Oh, here comes Monkey King. Get out, get out. You're not going to get the kill. Ice Blast comes in. Bubble gets strike. Jim hits the deck, and now Monkey King jumps forward.
IG getting sloppy, getting desperate. Liquid able to take advantage. Can they get more? They group up top. They want to end this game.
It's daytime.
Fast.
It's
in a
daytime.
hurry.
Here comes Team Liquid. What are you going to do against this? No H's, no Chiefs, whatever. They're going to pull back everybody with global recall, and they're going to just hit buildings.
Liquid laying into the tier 1 tower. Ice Armor slowing them down as best it can. But the siege is on now. Glyph gets forced out. The whole gang is back. They try to kite the Bristle, slow him down. But Liquid are determined. The sun also rises as this melee Rax drops lower and lower. Liquid will take it. One lane now opened up. Range to fall as well.
And the big thing that during this push, Miracle has that Desolator, so the minus armor really ticking into and then basically counteracting what the Frost Armor could do in these team fights. Instead of going mid, they will go to the bottom. The bottom tower is much lower and the shrines are more spread apart, making this defense here for IG much, much harder to come by.
Upper bracket lives on the line. Liquid are doing it, working on the melee Rex. IG must respond and they must do it soon. They look for the flag. XXS revving up the epi, but what's he gonna hit?
They see him!
A Swain, a miss, he gets nothing! Now Liquid chasing forward, IG racing in, they want to kill that keeper, but GH elusive, they finally get onto him, isolating him in the trees, goes for the TP out, where's the stuns? There are none! Away he goes, but still this does leave Matumbo Man stranded. The Ursa in a bit too far is gonna fall. Now the Bristleback being overwhelmed, slowing him down with the Shivas. Miracle has to watch him as he slowly gets chipped away at. He's in the trees, hiding for what he can. Still GH back into the fray, keeping his team alive. Overextending perhaps, but Boca could be punished. A staggered retreat, but IG aren't ready to give up the chase just yet. They keep on pushing forward. They want more. Buyback again. Ursa looking for the punish. He gets the kill. The Riki's down. And Lumi, that's a dieback. No smoke cloud for this fight. Liquid are very close. That melee Rex a bit over half HP. Can they hold the line?
Lycan Shapeshift down for 25 seconds. I think without the Shapeshift and the Riki, they have no way to stick on GH. GH is the most important hero right now. In fact, it's going to be Radiant jumping in. They want the Sand Ice Blast coming in, and they bounce it back in. GH with the alley-oop play. Team Liquid going on the Raxus, and you're right, LD. They are doing it. Another set of Rax. Miracle, man fighting up against OP.
Commitment from Mind Control. It's all about that melee. Slowly but surely, the mace does its work. One more swing. Down it goes. 2 lanes for Liquid. They are hanging on, keeping the upper bracket dream alive. Now back to the Sand King. They need the 3rd lane. IG are scrappy. They won't give up easy. But Liquid have the creep advantage now. 2 lanes shoving in. It's a 3-pronged assault. They keep the push going. Now the tower falls, 1 last lane remains. That's all that stands between Liquid and a game 3. Effigy's biting the dust, and now the fight breaking out. Matumbo Man control, but he gets off the enrage. He takes through it all. The Chain Frost bouncing. Woo! Beautiful stuff from the carrying Lich as Q keeps his team in the game.
Go for
GH being chased. They're gonna bring him down. IG not out of this yet. Pounding into the Ursa. He tries to fight it out, but the Ice Armor's there. The evasion is as well, and he can't get the kill. 3 fall for Liquid. Close.
Not done
but
yet.
Not over yet.
Sand King teleports in, finds Mind Control. You'll set up. Here comes Cavalry. All 5 still alive for IG. They isolate him. They bring him down.
Wants to help. He's waiting in position. Can Mind Control possibly get out of here? The Quills are stacking up. He's slow. He gets hit from the front. He will fall.
All right,
IG,
damage control. Damage control.
Oh, they are in now.
Go back to base. Push out the waves. OP can't do that. He is an alchemist. Somebody's got to watch out for bottom. You see the key differences in these team fights is IG's ability to isolate GH, sorry. You gotta kill GH and you make sure that he doesn't constantly give him mana, give him HP through his Illuminate. He also makes buyback super crucial. Ursa bought back during that middle team fight and he was able to get recalled in instantly. You kill GH and you have a chance.
Yeah, they are definitely identifying him as public enemy #1. IG
run him down,
chasing him out. There's the Glimmer. He's got the Ghost Scepter as well. The Wukong's command drop. Saving Private GH is the call. But in goes OP. Diving deeper for the this. He turns back for Kuro. The rest of the team takes the keeper down. He's got the buyback. Kuro does not. And pouncing away, Miracle retreats to the confines of high ground. The base slowly being chipped from north and south as Liquid's creeps are doing what the heroes can't right now.
Don't worry about it, LD. They regen. Tier 4 towers regen. They're okay. They're going to keep pushing.
They are killing out the buffer buildings, though.
That's true.
IG still trying to force the issue here. Miracle looking to slow them down, and XXS with the pursuit. No jukes from you, Miracle, they say. The stuns get lobbed in to Blake forward. IG not out of it yet. Kill after kill coming their way. Towers are falling. Liquid perhaps feeling a bit overconfident. And onto your hats, folks.
IG could just force a Rax out. His keeper is back in 5 seconds. Again, how much can he kite?
Whether they have the Ice Blast, Lumi. It's a lot of push from IG, mauling this tower down. Mind Control gets in, but the Frost Armor protects them. Tower falls. The stall. It's all about GH now, it feels.
Well, Lycan in wolf form just getting completely stunned up by GH. They want to go and double force that, pushes him back.
Good kiting. Liquid stalling nicely here, forcing Burning low. He may have to retreat. That leaves OP on his own. He's got the BOTs, Manta out. TP away.
And he bashes. Bash.
Oh.
There is a basher available in that Ursa. Unfortunately,
they're not done yet. They're still chasing Mind Control. Okay. Has the gem.
And you're right, LD. They need to start pushing out the base. I did say, you know, Tier 4 do regen, but
it's slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
They took some heavy damage as those waves kept on shoving.
But hey, that was a big turn of event for IG. You know, they got a couple of buildings, got a couple of extra kills, and more importantly, they got Team Liquid off their back for a little bit. But again, the third Roshan. I mentioned how important the second Rosh was in terms of taking 2 lanes of Rax. The third one just as important, and I don't think Team Liquid will be challenged here. Although, as I say that, IG smokes out.
IG love challenging. They rotate around XXS with an Arcane Rune, so the low cooldown stun in play in this fight.
Where's GH?
Finds GH. Oh, almost. There you go. Burrows in, still clips him, and now the connection is Baboka surges forward. GH stays alive. The Glimmer Cape enough to keep him in fighting shape, but Bernie now nipping at his heels. Ghost Scepter doing what it can. Finally, they will slay the beast. He instantly buys back. They know how crucial this keeper is. They know they can't afford to give up this Roche. Liquid are committing for it, and now it's the Sand King they want, the Sand King they might get. Burrows away, looks for the save with the Lotus Orb coming through. Will it be enough? They'd rather sack the Riki, but that is a gem down.
In fact, I don't think there are any gems available for IG, whether it's on their heroes or in their shop. So they're going to be playing without vision for a while. The buyback here from GH secures of Roshan, Aegis, and Cheese into the coffers of Team Liquid. And we are still in the same situation where IG is down by 2 sets of Rax.
Somebody wants that cheese, surely.
Okay.
Here goes Miracle.
Fermenting does not work in Dota 2.
That is already moldy cheese.
Yes.
It can't get any smellier. But it still heals when you need it. And Liquid, they've got plenty coming from GH. Now, Lumi, if he dies in this push, that could be a big problem. Because we've seen how important he is to their team fight. Liquid are smoking in. They're just looking to dive an early assault on this melee Rax, perhaps finding kills to start it off.
No
Let's
bash.
see. The jump comes through, but the Sand King there with the kite. Bashing off the walls. XXS, he burrows back to safety. Liquid have gone really deep for this kill. Ice Blast streaming into the fountain.
Dodge shot, Ice Blast, bang, he's gone! Sanking out for 100 seconds.
That might be it. Liquid just got to push these lanes in, but look at the waves. They're being cut by the Alk. Illusions denying these creeps. Buying time, but creeps are coming top. Mind Control. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Continues to work. Miracle at his side.
Bobuka going in on the back line. He's going for the kill on Kuroki. Kuroki forced that back out. He's jumping back in. He wants Kuroki. Miracle comes in though. They get Bobuka. Chain Frost will finish the job of 1-for-1 trade.
IG are down both supports now. That AA has buyback. OP now comes in one at a time into the meat grinder. Commitment here, but that Bristle stays alive. Very tanky. They keep on nipping at his heels, but can they bring him down? OP diving him. Now Matu looking to bail out his buddy with the turnaround. Liquid once more under the breach, and they have done it. Game 3 awaits.
LD, you want a crazy statistic?
Sure.
IG was leading in gold the entire game. just shows you that sometimes gold isn't everything. Just because you got Greevo Greed, just because you're farming well, the pressure from Team Liquid, that GH Aghanim Scepter was so key.
What a resilient showing here in game number 2 from Team Liquid. They were up against it. You could sense the urgency. The Alk was free farming, the Lycan was catching up. The Riki killed the Courier 3 times, constantly warding, slowing down their overall game plan, but Liquid shows their timings well, and they show a lot of poise here under pressure. With that, game 3 on the horizon, but first to break